like telling me I'm beautiful no matter what, like, you know, like always saying, you know, the bump is beautiful, I'm more attracted to you now than ever. But yeah, the body change is wild.
It's really hard, especially in this modern society where the females are supposed to be petite and tiny and have a good figure.
How do you think you've changed, like, spiritually from being, pre-mom to post-mom? Like, would you say there's been like a serious spiritual or physical or emotional change in who you are and your personality?
I think that major thing, like before I had my first boy, Billy, I was a very perfectionist.
Welcome back to another episode of Blissful Beings. We are your hosts, Dr. Mel and myself, Janine. And on today's episode, we are diving into motherhood. And as some of you may already know, Melissa is a mother and going to be due with her second child probably in a week from now. That's why we were very anxious to get some videos recorded before she's too busy for us and our Blissful Beings audience. But for me, myself, and I am going to be a first-time mom come this February. So we are making this episode all about motherhood and what it means to be a mother and what that looks like in what can be a very big change and transformation and chaotic and a lot of emotions, and how we've cultivated staying grounded and adjusting to change. And Melissa's on round 2, so I'm sure she's going to give me a lot of advice here as well. And I've already been turning to her probably on a whole new level as a sister. She's also now an experienced mom that's gone through the journey that I'm going through. So yeah, just connecting on that. But Mel, you want to maybe just jump off and introduce yourself and how motherhood was on the first time and now maybe the second time and what that looks like for you?
Yeah, thank you, Janine. It is a journey. Life is a journey, and motherhood is definitely a big part of a female's journey. I know not all females get to experience it, but I feel blessed that I went through it once. The first time actually was I was pregnant with my sister, and my older sister, Janine's also my sister, but my older sister, Christina, and she gave birth 3 days after I gave birth. So it was a pretty dramatic weekend for our family, two of us being pregnant at the same time and giving birth to our cousin twins, we call them, 3 days apart. So I'm very blessed that for my first pregnancy, I was able to lean on her. And now I feel like I'm able to pay it forward to Janine, because now she's going through her first pregnancy with me. And this is my second. So I feel a little bit more grounded and aware and less emotional. I feel like I love hearing people's birthing stories. I love speaking to other moms, hearing their perspective, because like Janine said, every pregnancy is a unique experience and it's completely different from anyone. So the more you can hear and talk to other moms around you, it's going to make you feel more confident and comfortable in your own skin and what you're going through, because it's an anxious time of life. Your whole body's changing, your hormones are changing, and there's a lot of unexpected and unknowns. So it's normal to have anxiety around it.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing, is like birth and giving birth and putting a human being into this world is such a surrender. And it's surrendering to the unknown. It's, you're going in there and potentially could undergo a surgery or do it naturally. And a lot of people get stuck on wanting, like, I want that natural birth, or I want this and I want that. I want to give it this way, or I want to have this perfect birth. And it's just like, releasing that, because sometimes it's just about that. It's just about you going through that change and acceptance. And I know for me, I've been kind of small and petite my whole life, and I've had a modeling career. Obviously, I'm in finance and I'm my own company now, so I have the freedom to get big if I want. It's not like I won't have a job. But I think I still carry that image, and I have social media following, or people that maybe work with me because they think I'm attractive. I don't know. It's my own reality that I create for myself. So I know, at least for me, I'm turning to you a lot and being like, what do I do now when I don't fit in my clothes anymore? And I'm feeling big, and my fiance does a good job of telling me I'm beautiful no matter what, always saying, the bump is beautiful. I'm more attracted to you now than ever. But yeah, the body change is wild.
Yeah, it's really hard, especially in this modern society where the females are supposed to be petite and tiny and have a good figure, and something that you've, being a model previously, really worked on that. You worked on your body image, because you were photographed for it and the way you looked, and really judged by the way you looked. Mm-hmm. So I imagine how it feels to completely try to let go of that, and knowing that it's healthy for you to grow, to change, and it may not be something that seems ideal. But the first pregnancy, I'm telling you, is a lot harder. It's a lot harder for that. I don't know if you'll have a second, but you do end up by the end releasing that, which is amazing. Because it's a hard thing for the female mind to do, is to release that body dysphoria, that the image of how you're supposed to be.
Yeah.
So I think that's a part of the journey, and it's a beautiful thing, because we so crave perfection, and the way we look is part of that perfection, and just letting that go is a beautiful thing.
How do you think you've changed, spiritually, from being pre-mom to post-mom? Would you say there's been a serious spiritual or physical or emotional change in who you are and your personality?
100%. I think that major thing, before I had my first boy, Billy, I was a very perfectionist of needing everything to be perfect, and nothing can be when you have a toddler around the house. You have to let go that there are going to be toys around the house. He is going to smash something and it's going to break. The house isn't going to look perfect. You're going to have dirt on the floor, and you're just going to have to walk past it because you can't clean every speck. Where before, my house was it's everything in order. I'm a very particular person, a little bit probably more on the OCD side, but now letting go of that perfection has been a beautiful thing.
Yeah, I love that. So there's been moments for me, obviously everyone knows I'm a big yoga person and yin yoga, but even though there's, especially in the first trimester, you're really changing the hormones, your energy's low. Second trimester, you kind of get that energy back. But for me, I'm already 5 months in, I'm feeling how fast it goes. I think finding that presence, I'm always been a yin yoga and restorative yoga person, but these moments feel so much more even special for me, because not only am I regulating my nervous system, but I'm also regulating my child's. Already in the womb, I'm teaching them how to self-regulate. I'm teaching them how to come down and be calm and to breathe. And a lot of what we do in yoga actually transforms into the birth moment. So loosening your jaw is actually connected to the same part of your brain as your hip and pelvic muscles. So being able to relax your face and be in this deep stretch movements in yin yoga and surrendering and letting go and trying to carry that in to what I'm not even sure what I'm gonna expect during birth, but I really am trying to already proactively put my head in this meditation space that contractions are going to be normal, and learning how the baby moves through the, what do you call that, Dr. Mel? The pelvic area and out. Just knowing that that's all normal. They got to shimmy their shoulders in there and it's going to be painful, but trying to, just breathe and relax and take the deep breaths, because that's what's the key is to breathe through it all. And also journaling has helped me as well, with just trying to be present, because they say the best moms aren't the perfect moms, they're the present ones. So it's actually not even about how many moments you're really spending with your kid, but how many times you're truly there and present and attentive and really in that moment. So what has helped for you with grounding? And I'm sure you actually have a child in the physical realm. I do not. But what has helped you in the chaotic and the days that you might feel down? I know we've slightly spoke about postpartum depression, which probably could be a whole different episode. So we'll leave that for a different episode to maybe a part 2 of this. But I'm sure you've had bad days, and I'm sure you had chaotic days. So what do you lean to?
Yeah, I think spending time in nature, going for a walk, taking your kid out for a walk, being around other moms, other people, staying connected to people who have been through it and talking and reaching out, because it can be lonely, especially in the first 3 months having a newborn, before they get their shots, or you're just scared to bring them around other people because you don't want them to get sick. It could get very lonely, and just having that network of help and support from people you trust means a lot. And also being able to take time for yourself. So you need to surround yourself with people that are going to provide you that support, because you're going to need a break, a mental break. It's not healthy to not. So.
I love that. Yeah. One piece of advice, someone I graduated yoga with, and she's a mother. She was just never feel selfish for giving yourself time and pampering yourself, because sometimes people get lost in the motherhood and you giving. Always remember that you essentially come first. You can't give what you don't have to give. So always feeling, making sure you're filling your cup and then your child's cup as well, because you have to show up as the best version of yourself to be there,
Exactly, 100%. Couldn't agree more. And I'm going to actually cycle back to something in the beginning that you mentioned, was not harping on what the outcome is going to be, whether you're going to have a C-section or a vaginal birth. That was something that was really hard for me the first pregnancy. I had this birthing plan that I really wanted, and it didn't pan out that way. But just letting go of that too, as long as the baby is healthy, that's all that really matters.
So breathe, trust, and surrender. And definitely find your motherhood group. I've actually been on this app, Baby Center, and I actually love it because I'm in the whole month of February baby moms, and we're in this little community, and then I have my sisters. So, and there was even a question I had on postpartum depression, and I turned to my fiance, and he's like, ask your sisters, what are you, sometimes you can have the most obvious support system, like your sisters or a best friend. And sometimes we harness these things, and it's just ask them questions, see if they've shared the experience, see if they've gone through any of that. This way you can at least remove it out of your body. Like, what was the point of me having this scary devil that was postpartum depression, so much that I could probably actually bring that up into my reality of pre-depression, like, you know. So it's just like, best thing you could do is confront what you're scared of, talk about it, and, you know, release it. Let emotions move through you. Don't store them. But yeah, guys, remember that motherhood is a journey, and to find what works for you and to stay more blissful. Thank you for tuning into this episode, and I hope you like, subscribe, and stay tuned for the next one.